Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall. We're expanding, slowly, we're kinda getting out there. We gotta prepare for war. The Dvar are pretty clear about the fact that they are going to do a war upon us. Also, we kinda knew the AI in this game seems to only have one fairly dysfunctional setting, and that's it. So, how are we going to grow and continue to prepare for war? Well, first of all, Hodin got to 8 populations. We should probably grab one of these sectors over here. My plan was for Nasindel to be these 5 sectors, right? So these are safe for Hodin to go and get. Are they the same thing? A biodome compound, and yes, okay, they are the same thing. They are both sadly covered by spacer armies, which cost the same amount of influence to negotiate away. That's not a big deal. So let's grab this one, I guess, because it's right here. Roll you on top of our newly produced dude, and then ask these guys to please back the hell off. Oh hey, we got ourselves some X7 combat stims. That's a pretty good reward. Alright, we got our food exploitation going. There's a Cosmite stash right there, and it's not guarded by a very powerful army. Obviously, these two guys are not going to be good enough, but we can get to good enough pretty quickly on that. Do I want to just build another... I kind of want to just build another Arborian Sentinel, honestly. These guys seem pretty good. I don't think we want the whole army to be made up of them, but let's get a second one of those for this army, and then we can just build some basic huntresses. And you guys, I have no idea what I was doing with you. Oh, hold on. We have a message here. Paragon would like it if we would go and smash these dudes up. Obviously, that's going to cause some problems for us with our spacer rep. I think I'm going to decline. I think let's not mess around with the Paragon too much until we have the spacers like totally on board. I want that dwelling. Speaking of which, we're going to have the population necessary to take over an area soon. Oh, and there's a spawner down here. That's right. That's what this army needs to be doing. We gotta go deal with the spawner. Alright, we completed environmental conditioning. We can now do some hazard removal, which we definitely do want to do. It costs 100 energy, though. Well, I guess we'll just hang out right here for the moment. What would it cost to back these guys off? 57? We should probably do this. This should maybe be the next thing we spend influence on. As much as I want to be able to buy stuff from the spacers and whatnot, the Cosmite Rift would be really nice to have. Alright, you guys are good exactly where you are. Please don't move. And now that we have the ability to remove that thing, what is next? I mean, anthropologic research has some pretty good stuff attached to it. We are about to take over some food exploitations. A couple of different food exploitations with a couple of different colonies. So food development and the buildings available at the food thing are also pretty good. Also, starting to get into operation effectiveness, of course, is valuable. We should probably start moving down this tree. Well, okay, I'm back and forth, obviously. Yeah, get me anthropologic research, and then we'll head into surveillance and covert ops and whatnot. Oh, and Sowell can also annex its first sector. Well, since we're not going to be able to get this one, a transmission tower and a teleport station that leads to somewhere that's not particularly dangerous, probably. This is probably a thing we should get. Let's grab the transmission terminal. It's right up against Mastipol, which is owned by somebody. I guess we'll find out. Now, the Dvar threatened us and told us that they were going to declare war on us, but I don't... Did they do it yet? I'm not sure if they did. Oh, hey, that's a player. Robin Booker. Of the Vanguard. Well, it's nice to meet you, Robin Booker. We will probably kill you eventually, but maybe you can be my friend for a little while. Who knows, maybe they'll be on board with the whole thing. Okay, in Dreamscape, our machines were patched up in no time, but our real-life wrecks are wearing out fast, and vehicle loot is diminishing. Would your factories help crank out some brand new hardware? Yeah, I could do that. I think that's totally doable. Alright, you are just running toward this. Guess it makes sense for them to just go to Hodin and wait for the new unit. You guys can grab me that. Yeah, sure. Sector has been claimed. Still sure. So Mastopol got taken the turn before we would have found out whose it was. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I really hate the fact that some of the... Really hate is strong, but I'm annoyed by the fact that a lot of the notifications cannot be dismissed. Even though, like, when you mouse over them, they give you the full text of the notification. You still have to click on it and let it actually pop up at you. It's a very minor concern, but it's like, there's absolutely no reason for it to be like that, right? You should be able to, like, mouse over, read the text, and then right-click on it, and it goes away. And it's weird that that totally works for a bunch of the notifications, not all of them. Okay, my reputation is back down to neutral. All that good work we've done is so quickly forgotten. Okay, bunch of food. I'll take a bunch of food. And we are now... Yeah, we are just about to have enough influence to move those guys. Alright, Primal Control has given us access to a fun new tactical operation, and we didn't even look at these. That's fine. That's not even... That's sub-fine. Probably a thing we will never bother to equip. We need a recreational dome extremely badly. Well, I'm already building a thing, thank you, because of the needing a recreational dome extremely badly. This is a defeatable army. I'm a little worried. Who are these guys? Oh, they're sitting on top of an abyssal tear. So this is going to be producing Sinumbra garbage constantly as well. Man, that's a real bummer. Maybe we do just go for the String Theory Resonance Observatory. Obviously, it's a science thing. Of course, we'd have to pay the spacers to back off of it, which really sucks. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge pain in the ass to clear this sector out, though. Maybe you need to come with me. We'll just get... I mean, I don't really want to go anywhere then, right? Because if there are constantly produced... If there are hostile units being constantly produced from two different tiles in that region, I don't actually want to go over there and sit in a ready position. I want to wait. We'll go together. Strategic operation that forests up a sector, honestly, seems pretty great. Entangling overgrowth lowers the income of a targeted enemy colony by 50%, the food income, for 10 turns. That seems awfully good. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good strategic operation. It's also very expensive in terms of strategic points. Friendly biological cyborg units within 2 hexes of this pylon will heal. That's okay. That's a lot of tack points. Man, what do we want? I mean, we probably want access to better units, right? The better units are a lot better. We'll just keep moving down that part of the tree. And I know I was talking about, like, well, maybe we'll try to make this a science victory if it turns out the military victory would be too slow. I'm definitely not really focusing on that, like, doomsday weapon path. That said, it seemed to not be very difficult to execute on. We could probably pull an audible into that strategy at pretty much any time. Especially if we're building out into science landmarks and stuff. Robin insulted you. Why? Why must you do such a thing? So we're going to get attacked from both sides then. Well, I mean, yeah, like the AI... Again, the AI really seem to only have one mode, and they're not even very good at that mode. Alright, we can get a little aggressive now that I have all my units in the same place. And I think we are just going to ask these guys to move, and we'll bank influence for other stuff afterward. Nussindel has basic defenses now. We don't desperately need the recreational dome, but and the earlier we get the happiness, the more happiness events we're going to benefit from, right? Corvin falsely denounced me. Okay, I mean, whatever. We already know that Corvin's going to go to war with us, and I can't imagine a situation where we get to, like, actually engage in any diplomacy over the fact that that happens, because the diplomacy in the game is pretty thin. We're not going to be able to, like, hey, he's attacking me, won't you help me out? Because she's just going to be like, no, I too hate the player. Alright, so we don't actually need to look at that. My reputation is good, but it doesn't matter because I'm the player. Alright, let's kill some stuff. How about that? How about that as a solution to all of my problems? Let's see, their army power is relatively high, but their units aren't actually that good. We have to watch out for the Transcendent, but... yeah, let's get rid of these guys. Then we'll get rid of the spawner. And then we can finally actually annex this area. So these guys are all Kirko, right? These are not... oh no, they are Psi-number units. They're Kirko Psi-number units, okay. So they are not suffering the thing, but most of these units are. Most of the people in the battle here will be sad and fumbly. Alright, where's my... here we go. Seems like the enemy is mostly moving away from us. So I'm thinking we can swoop in and grab this Transcendent, right? That's the value play. Apparently those rocks aren't actually cover. Sometimes things look a lot like other things that generate cover. Just trying to figure out what I think is going to be the best approach here. Do we want to full sprint up, or do we want to take it a little bit easy and go into defense mode a lot? I'm gonna rush pretty hard here. Yeah, there's no reason to do this. Although I guess they could do it to each other. Right, if I thought I could... you know what? You can unset somebody's defense mode. You apparently can't unclick the Done with Unit button. Because I would have liked to have them just cast that on each other. Is the case that the Transcendent has an AoE attack. If we bait the Transcendent backwards into using that instead of rushing forward with the rest of the units, I think that's actually a win for us, probably. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9, right? Yeah, we have the ability to pull a scan from really far away here. I think... yeah, from here it's even good. I think I'd rather scan these guys than the little ones. They're definitely more dangerous, especially with the rift. And then... maybe just, like, move forward kind of slowly on this side. You really have to think about things very differently when you don't have Overwatch. Also, it feels like the cover is pretty bad here. We do not have a lot of opportunities to take cover that is actually in a relevant direction. So if I move to right here, I'm at least line of sight blocked from a lot of the enemy positions. Do I want to offer my Lancer up like this? Kind of thinking about running forward like this to try to draw some of their melee units over to the side a little. I think I'm going to do that. They don't have great, they shouldn't have a great shot at us, but yeah, they can run up and get a clean shot, and that means that they have run into a position where we are more able to kill. And they are less likely to kill my, my Huntresses in response. Okay, that's totally fine. They really don't like my hero. Okay, that part's a little bit of a bummer. Look at all this cowardice over here. Yep, I do have to run all the way forward. I'm definitely taking it. Man, really? You guys gotta graze every attack? So, wait a second. These guys are all foggy looking, but it's not... Yeah, it's not pain resistance, or whatever it's called. Transfer pain. Absorb pain. I didn't actually see an absorb pain cast go off. I mean, I assume it happened because they always do it. Yes, you are the pain transfer man. It's a little inconvenient. That said, we can actually deal with it pretty quickly here. Since you're so low. Yeah, I'm just going to run forward and do my big melee attack enough times to kill you and then still do some damage to this guy. That's how we'll get through that. We do have a melee overwatch on the bug. We should probably deal with the bug. I think I'm just going to have these guys finish the job, but maybe move around here first. Try to take up a... Huh. That's weird. I thought I had the crosshair when I was mousing over here. Okay, well, then we'll move even further into cover. Really? That's incredible. I mean, the odds of that were extremely low. I mean, I guess we still have the kill here. That's super annoying, though, that guy is still alive. Alright, I don't really have a lot of new tactical options. We can still just do a big laser strike, and I do like a big laser strike, although I don't know that it's necessarily worth doing right now. Missed, missed, missed. Really? I mean, I know he has obfuscation. No, okay, that's not really what that is. Is something weird's going on here? I would assume that any effects, yeah, 20% harder to hit, but that was already reflected in the chance to hit that was being reported on the tooltip, right? I would assume. Or I guess maybe obviously not, since it didn't work. Well, let's kill this guy then. Yeah, maybe the tooltip wasn't correctly reporting all of the modifiers to our hit chance. I mean, it must not have been. That's really frustrating, though. The information on the tooltip should be correct. Okay, the good news is they put themselves in a really good position for a blind. you're just going to be able to get a normal attack off, one normal attack. We may as well move you into a cover. I'm way more concerned about their punchy guys than I am about their other guys. 60% chance to hit, it says. Okay. Actually got a hit. That's good. Alright, we're totally going to be able to shut that guy down. Since this isn't going to kill, we should probably just shoot him with somebody else. And we can use that other attack to kill one of these dudes. That's not quite going to be enough, though. And also, we're not even that likely to hit. Well... let's see. Have you finish him off. So that, I guess that's the fumble chance happening. I had assumed... oh no, this, yeah, okay. I had assumed that fumble would work like all the other effects in the game, where it, is a chance to trigger on each attack. But I guess the way criticals work is that you get a critical for all of the strikes in your single attack. So now, you having missed your attack so badly, how do I want to handle this? I kind of want to have the hero fall back and use this attack. Yeah, like to back here. I think there's a pretty good chance I'm going to lose my Lancer here. But I also think that the heal that we have available has to be used on the Huntress. So we may lose that Lancer. That might happen. And then the question is, now that there's only one enemy left, do we blind still? There's a reasonable chance of the blind applying. Also, we do get a stagger. We might be able to keep that Lancer alive. And it's not like I'm going to kill that guy in one hit anyway. Or even with this assist. Okay. So yeah, a fumble is just like a reverse crit. It affects every strike that is part of the action. It causes all of the misses. Good to know. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff to learn, right? We managed to keep our Lancer alive. Now, unfortunately, what we do not have is the resources to close the tear. Actually, that might not be true. No, we totally do. So we got a bunch of energy. And over here, we have the resources to close this as well. And we are going to. Okay. And then... oh, I don't have the movement. We'll talk those guys into leaving there next turn, for sure. You don't have any movement left, Phoebe, specifically. So we'll claim that next turn. Okay, things are going alright. Probably don't need another level of advanced military infrastructure. We don't have the energy to build a unit. So this might be a good turn to just sit on reduce energy, actually. Over here, we have some stuff to do, though. So we don't necessarily need this to be anything in particular, but it's certainly biased toward being a scientific sector, so I guess let's do that. So yeah, level 1, it's just 5 income with the ability to assign 1 citizen to it. Yeah, I like that. I think that's fine. Then here, we might sit on produce power for a turn here as well, just to get us back to a reasonable amount of energy. So that we can have the ability to do tactical operations if we need to or whatever. I would hope that we do not. I'd hope that we can just bank energy, but this next fight looks like it could be kind of tough. Alright, the Paragon would want... Okay, yeah, I'll pay faction demands. I'm fine with that. I will decline quests, however. We're wobbling back and forth on that neutral to trustworthy cusp there. Knowledge from Nusendel. We got a lot of units who are pretty bummed out to have to be in this area with this abyssal tear. Okay. It is nice to have real income. Now, what do we do with this army at this point? Nussendel's trying to take this over. It's going to be a while before Kunsawil has the population necessary to take over another thing. We don't have a ton of hostile monsters running around over here, but we can't take out the Marauder Guard at the transmission tower. So I guess maybe the players just hang out, play defense. I don't know that we have a lot of other moves for those guys. It's a shame we can't quite get down here to help. Honestly, maybe he goes the other way then. So all they have is Bash and the ability to go Berserk. They don't really fit into any particular army design. Yeah, maybe we just send these guys to Kunsawil. Alright, let's do it. Man, I'm a little nervous about our health here. Nah, let's do it. It's not my hero's actual health, it's just the health of the Lancer. We can get another Lancer. Okay, so they're kind of splitting up. So it's three of the Chain Lightning guys, and then two kinds of Hopper Hounds? No, it's two of the Chain Lightning guys and a Crystal Basher. A Strength 4 chance to apply a stun. We did use one of these guys at one point. So we want to be careful about stacking our units up too much. The odds that it would apply the stun to multiple things at once, with it only being a Strength 4 chance, are pretty low. But then, you know, it is a die roll. Like, it's not... I will say I'm not a big fan of the percentage chance to apply debuffs with the debuffs being so strong, because you can get really, really far away from the expected value type results from just a low value, a low roll or a high roll. And I'm sure that's, like, the intent there is that it creates some drama or whatever, but it also totally bums me out when that kind of stuff, you go for, like, the 5% chance and it works and it completely changes everything. Interesting. When this crystal explodes, it deals damage to adjacent non-mineral units and heals mineral units. Pretty much just bad for me. We have to get close enough to be able to potentially melee people. I don't know. There's not really a good place for the hero to stand. You are gonna start by healing. Try our best to keep that guy alive. Man, there's nowhere to stand. It really sucks when the enemy has good AoE. So the range on that throw... Okay, well, it is a full action. So actually, we can probably get pretty aggressive here. And then you guys could even open fire this turn. Okay, apparently you're unlikely to get a reasonable shot off. But yeah, we could, like, move to here and start harassing them immediately. I guess I'm in attack range. So if I do this and we bait some of their attacks over here, and then I just, like, heal off some of the damage, and that would be pretty useful. And we're not that likely to do anything meaningful to that guy right now anyway. Alright, let's see how bad it gets. Okay. Double resist on the stun. Yeah, I'm fine with letting him do that. like baiting that out in this direction because it keeps him so far away from battle, and he can't do it again next turn. So we'll get like a full turn to fight all of these dudes, and then they will still he won't be able to participate, and then we'll get to kill him before he gets to do anything else meaningful. At least that's the theory. That's that's the hope. I dig these like angered forest spirits with laser cannons. There's a really cool vibe going on in this faction. Yeah, you probably do just run forward a bunch. Hold on, we'll come back to you. I do wish we had more AoE attacks. It's very disappointing to me that I don't get to really punish these types of enemies. Alright, why don't we... So the hero could run over and potentially kill this guy in one go, but if we do that, we're going to eat some... We're going to eat a melee Overwatch. So maybe we want to start off with a blind just to prevent that from occurring. Eat some of our actual attacks, but save me some heartache here. The melee Overwatch would have prevented the kill, right? So we would have gotten our first attack off, then they would have counterattacked, causing a stagger, and we would have lost the action point that we need. And then we're going to have to do a ton of damage to this guy. Actually, remarkably, you seem to have what it takes. He's, Oh. What an annoying graze. Okay, so this guy, all this guy has right now is Wild Bash. Then he's got Sling Arc Crystal available again the turn after this coming turn. They also still have one of these dudes who for some reason just stayed back there. I guess because he already had attack range. So we want to move you forward, but not so forward that you're in attack range for the punch. So he's huge enough that this probably represents the expenditure of an action point, right? So I should be safe right here, I think. We can just start layering the damage on. Then you, I don't exactly know what to do with. And are these guys stagger resistant? They are not. Should we laser strike that dude just for the stagger? I don't think anybody's low enough for protective growth to be the right move. Yeah, let's just lower this guy's damage output. I mean, it's not just for the stagger, obviously, but the stagger helps. Okay, that worked out exactly the way we wanted it to. So let's have this guy get popped. Alright, this dude is an actual real danger again. We gotta make sure that he goes down. He is in melee Overwatch, but he's also stagger immune. So we can't stun him. We can't stagger him out of his Overwatch. That is a 3-tile long-range penalty at this incredibly short range. What a bummer. Somebody is... So either this guy's going to throw a stun rock, or somebody's going to get the shit kicked out of them in a second here. I think I'm just going to go in for the punch. I don't know that we actually have another choice here. Okay, interesting that his Overwatch was triggered even though we didn't miss or graze. Yeah, part of the value of that was getting out of the way of some of the shooting that we need to do here. I think we have enough shots that we can wrap this up. I think. Alright, that's pretty okay luck there. Okay, so fumble's not just a miss, because we actually fumbled the shot through and hit our own unit there. Frankly, just a really annoying thing to have occurred. You too, huh? Some solid strategic fumbling going on. And in fact, just enough fumbling to prevent me from getting the kill? Yeah, sure looks like it. So this does 20 damage. Okay, this might be good enough. Plasma Surge definitely won't be. Nope, it won't be. Okay, unless we crit. Unless we get lucky and roll a crit. I guess I was due for one. Right, so that clears that out. Gets me a lightning sniper rifle. Not bad, actually. And... Yep, I know. Look, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. That terraforming outpost. We'll grab this next, and then... I think by the time we're ready for the shantytown, or by the time we have the resources to get the shantytown from them, we should just about be expanded into it. Okay, you are wielding a sniper rifle. It is an 18 damage high impact rifle. Oh, this is definitely better. It's not in our damage channels, which is a little bit inconvenient, but she didn't have the laser boosting mod anyway. That's pretty good. A teleporter with it that's like entirely functional within our own territory is a nice thing to have. And in fact, I might just use it, because we got to get the High Rollers Dance Hall opened up at some point here. Maybe that's this army's job. Their next thing. Okay, I don't know why the teleport option is grayed out. It says ready for use. Maybe you can't use the teleporter if you don't have enough movement. I mean, that's kind of what a teleporter is, right? It allows you to move to places you couldn't move to. But I guess you have to have movement to go through it. So Nascendel, I mean, it's not growing as quickly as it could be, I guess. Alright, Corvin and Robin don't care for each other. I don't know exactly how large the world is. It's possible that, like, the wraparound is positioned such that they're right next... the far ends of their empires are close to each other. We know you're kind, criminal scum. What? Criminal scum? Why are we criminal scum? Dislikes Promethean. Okay. Anybody who likes to start fires for fun is a criminal now? It's ridiculous. Alright, we got siphoned once. 2 people tried to siphon us, only one of them actually worked. He's still talking about declaring war on us. Maybe he'll eventually actually do it. Great Preacher has declared a great raid crusade against the pirates frustrating our business. You can join our raid if you like. Smash a few heads in. The rats just keep coming from somewhere. Find the source and set fire to the hole they crawl from. Hey, that does sound like my kind of thing. I'm down. Let's do it. I think it still makes sense to use the teleporter. Yeah, because from the teleporter we can run a significant portion of that along the road. Okay, what does this do? It gives a big accuracy boost. I'll take it. And you guys can come with us. Alright, good colony upgrades, but we're gonna have to start getting some covert ops going on. We know enough people now. We should probably be doing energy siphons, is where I'm headed. You know, a fair number of people, we should steal from them. I think we want happiness? Yeah, I think that's right. Free stuff all the time is really nice. And you, I guess, can get all the way over here. Let's take that. We will fight these guys super hard, and then I believe the deal with the dance hall is that only one army can participate in the battle, right? So, not sure which army we're going to want to use for that, but we can worry about that later. Let's hit these guys with the full force of our assembled dudes here. Also, we have a fair amount of energy as of the beginning of this turn. Right, because we haven't gotten our incomes yet, I think. Okay, Robin denounced you. Okay, yes, I saw the war declaration. Not too worried about it. So far, my experience has been that the AI is so bad at war that we can effectively ignore declarations. They'll show up with dudes. We can't ignore it, but we don't have to be afraid, is my point. We might want to build up our infrastructure, though. We definitely want to build a nutrition center, and then an energy-efficient assembly line, because we are definitely going to be producing some units here. Over here... maybe just units? We do need unit production structures, I suppose. But honestly, huntresses are important. Let's fiddle with our huntress design here. Modify. So they have biological weaponry, but they can still benefit from... I mean, a primal awareness amplifier is not actually good. Yeah, I guess we're just producing base huntresses. I mean, that's fine. Let's go ahead and do it. We gotta fill these armies up a little bit. You, I guess, are just sitting still for a turn. I mean, there's no reason to sit still. We can stand in the triangle formation. The triangle formation of ultimate safety. We have enough influence now that we could start trying to buy our way back into the good graces of some of the people around us. Like, it'd be real cool if Robin Booker would not attack me while we're at war with Corvin. So we can try to build up in that direction, like, pay a compliment. And then do some negotiation. What if I traded you my stuff here? Okay. So where does that get us to? The gift was not worth a tremendous amount, but, you know, it adds up. It adds up. It looks like that ignoring claims thing is not one of the ones that wears off over time, which is a real shame. But we can continue to pronounce positive things and maybe get to a place where she doesn't attack me. I would love to get to a place where she is not going to attack me. The trustworthiness helps as well. And then we could just fight space dwarves. His territory is still pretty far from my own, right? Oh, is this his coloration? It is. So he built like a forward base over here. I'm still not actually sure what a forward base is for, like what it does for you, because it doesn't make you own the territory. Oh yes, we have our first covert operation, so we can now try to do this thing. Wait, do we have our first covert operation? Don't you get... Yeah, no, we totally don't. You get your first covert operation at covert infiltration. Well, let's do covert infiltration, because I would love to steal energy from Corvin. Or do we just go straight into operation effectiveness? Here's a question. Do we have another doctrine that we would like to be running? We certainly have other doctrines, but are any of them like good? Progressive cultivation is... Yeah, we have a fair number of Arcadian sectors. It would be nice to have both of those active. I keep just missing the button I mean to click. Yeah, go ahead and get me this. I don't think we're gonna actually prime either of these right now. I guess we have a fair amount of energy. And a monitor is nice to have around. It's a good option to have. Alright, let's completely crush these dudes. An auto-resolve probably gets some of our units killed, so let's... Potentially, at least. Get some of our units killed. So let's do this manually. It's gonna feel a little bit like a waste of time, but we can't really afford to lose stuff right now. Alright, they do have pretty good defensive positioning. The range on the rifle is 9 tiles, right? So here, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so this is not a bad position for the sniper to stand in. The Psycho's got to go pretty hard. I mean, if he dies, he dies, right? We probably hit the Berserk Chemicals next turn to avoid wasting time on them. But honestly, the Psycho's job may just be to absorb damage. Let's see, the bike is going to be able to drive into a position such that it could do the laser AoE. So we might want to be a little bit cautious about putting our other Chrysalis that close to the Psycho. Like, there's certainly an inclination to like run up to here, be in good shooting position. I guess if we bait the... if we go over here instead and try to bait the shot away from the Psycho, it makes it more likely that the Psycho will be able to get in and do a lot of damage to the bike, and probably the hero survives, and the Chrysalis is pretty soft. We are somewhat likely to get squished here. Really, I didn't have a shot on the big thing from here? Oh, this only has a 5-tile range, that's right. That's weird. It looks like this tile is... Like, this tile has a blue outline here. I think this is in the red area. I just can't tell why that line is blue instead of red. Because it shouldn't be, right? Yeah, this is a red tile. Huh. I don't know. Well, like, do I want to do this? The laser's pretty tough. We have a Biomancer and an Engineer waiting back here. Obviously, it would suck to lose this Lancer, but I kind of like the idea of running up into a position where we are immediately threatening real damage. And I think it is, so next turn we're in position to, like, really do something, right? Does this have... No, that also only has a 5-tile range. If I do this, the Bombardon is going to do its explosive right here, right? Like, no doubt. That is 18 damage. It does make these guys a little bit safer. And we would survive it. This is a lot of damage. We won't be able to Plasma Surge or anything next turn because we will not be at full action points. But I think this is an okay baiting move. Okay, we got the burn up nice and early. And then we definitely want to be cautious with the rest of our units. So we can run up to here and pull a scan, which I should have started with this guy if I'm going to scan him. Maybe at this point it's not right to scan him anymore, but also, like, a lot of these units aren't actually that dangerous. I guess we can scan this dude. He doesn't really have that much health. Yeah, we'll scan the bike. I think we have a good enough head start on this guy that we're going to be able to kill him next turn with or without the scan. Let's see, I could stack you up over there. I'm trying to avoid putting too many units real close together for obvious reasons. Yeah, man. Stupid Bombardon. Stupid not my Bombardon. How dare you? Work for the other team. Okay, and then these guys... Oh, we can take some crummy shots. How bad is it? Yeah, 5%. I think I'll just defense mode, I guess. And actually... put those two together in defense mode and maybe try to like bait out some shenanigans here. Yeah, we can't quite get the range we would like. Let's take up this this nice flanking position. All right, let's see who the Bombardon wants to shoot. Okay, happened like we thought it was going to happen. I think that's pretty good for us. I mean, it sucks that the Lancer and stuff are lower on health. Obviously, we do that. But this gives us some options. Should probably focus on... does it make sense to worry about this guy now? That is a pretty short cooldown, and this is still pretty damaging. Yeah, we probably want to kill him more than we want to kill all the other stuff. Let's start with the Psycho. Psycho has pretty limited options. Let's go ahead and take a hit off your can of silver spray paint, and let's give him something to witness. Oh, Graze, come on. I think this is probably a good idea. And that should put him in a place where a lot of my units are able to finish him off, right? Well, he still does have 15 health, actually. Ah, we're so close to being able to do that in a way that's actually helpful. Well, it's going to take both of the Chrysalises to get the job done, but I think we are going to get the job done. It's a little inconvenient that we don't have any more cover. Yeah, alright, you're just going to go out in the open. Make sure that we get this guy down. And I think we have some idea what the Biomancer is going to do on this coming turn. Not exactly sure what we'll do on that side. Let's have a look at this bike first. And we sure are rolling a lot of grazes. I'm trying to think, like, I want the Sentinels to be able to transfer in this direction for next turn. But this is a fine move. Alright, have we gotten you low enough that you are easy to kill from this side? Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. You get this, and then, like, you don't really have a lot of plays, so you finish that job off. Is it just a lot of biological resistance? Yeah. That very empowered laser lance is actually a really nice weapon. It's doing some fine work. Let's run over to here and menace them. We'll just use the laser strike to blow the turret up. Ah, that's a shame. We have to also spend this attack on it, or I guess we could not. Well, we'll kill it with Overwatch, but it would get an attack off first. Let's just go ahead and get rid of that, and then have the Overwatch sitting on top of the engineers. Alright, you guys run up to here. Okay, Psychos did what the Psychos needed to do. These guys elected not to move away, which I think they're going to regret. I mean, I know, Overwatch and everything, but still, you gotta do something. You can't just stand there. I will say their cover is pretty good, though. Cover is frustratingly good. Really, I can't get a shot at all, huh? Maybe they're gonna be just fine. Oh, here, let's do this. Just make it clear to them that even if they have managed to pull it out for a turn, it is just for a turn. We can get an okay shot from up here. All right, can you find green? You cannot find green. You can find yellow. Yellow's probably good enough. All right, we managed to not actually lose anybody. Got a little close in places. A Venom Sniper, which does play a little bit better with our damage channels. Also an Ego Bomb, which is fine. It's not awesome. I think I'm gonna change up our armaments here, though. It seems so unlikely we're ever gonna use the Bioblaster. Because anytime we could use the Bioblaster, we can instead just use Laser Lance. Anytime we're able to get in range. And if we're close enough that we could fire the Bioblaster multiple times, I would almost always rather just run into melee range, right? So, if we swap this out for that Ego Bomb, that gives us an opportunity to apply an unusual damage type, in case that makes sense. It also gives me a multi-target stagger attack, in case that's a thing I need. It gives us some broader capabilities, which I think are important. And then you... I mean, Animal Discipline's not bad. I don't know for sure whether this applies to the hero themselves. When it says stuff like giving X units in your stack these bonuses, I guess that's a good reason to take it. Yep, it totally did improve health, so that those bonuses do apply to the hero themselves. Gains Overwatch on all primary ranged attacks. The word primary is doing a lot of work there. Is this a primary ranged attack? Does the word primary appear on the attack that is your default? No, it doesn't. So I'm not sure that this does anything at all. We'll just sit on the 2 points. I just feel like the upgrade commander notification could maybe go away if you spend any skill points at all on the commander, or maybe even if you just open the skill point window. Alright, and then we probably have to get over here to the front-ish. Be ready for... I wanted to claim this, though. We're not that far off of being able to use it. So maybe we should swap the army around here a little bit. Are these guys considered animal units? They are. So maybe what we should do is swap a couple of those animal units into the animal commander stack. Hand over the huntresses. Let's have these two just go over right now. And then take the larger and slightly better stack and go for this thing while the other two armies head west. Which means this army can't really move this turn because I need those guys. I think that's the right thing to do. Ava insulted you. Robin sent a message. Okay. Robin sent a functionally meaningless message. And we got ourselves a thing that, I don't know, maybe we'll use. Maybe. We're okay on resources for the moment. We're building stuff that matters. Yeah. How are we doing with the spacers? 65 favor until we could potentially take over their dwelling. Robin declared war on Corvin. Okay, that's a good sign for us. She may well be too busy to fight me. And Corvin may also end up being too busy to fight me, which is also great. Oh hey, that's a spawner up there. Well, we should deal with that. Alright, so free production. Always happy with free production. Let's continue laying it on super thick with Robin. Hey, I love the way that you are nice to those Paragon guys. Curious if we could make this happen. We're still negative, but we're very slightly negative. You know, maybe there's some amount of, like, variance in the thresholds at which they will allow you to get a non-aggression pact. Okay. Not super shocked. We'll try again later. Okay, so these two into this army. And then this army in this direction. You guys run to here, and the Amazon, or the Huntress rather, joins up. We're all Amazons. Yeah, there's something going on over there. Well, we're en route. We are potentially ready to make trouble. Honestly, at this point, we could just use some bodies, I think. We're ready to deploy the monitor. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Okay, spacers and random beast marauders. No angry fire dwarves just yet. I'm seeing an uncomfortable amount of expansion in the direction of my territory. We get the High Rollers Dance Hall. That effectively forms a wall, right? Because this region is not actually accessible. Danger Mountain is a really good name for a mountain. So yeah, that'll wall them off from getting all up into my empire. If we want to take over the Imperial War Monument area, we have to do it probably fairly quickly. I'm a little annoyed. I'm a little annoyed with her fast expansion. We will demonstrate our annoyance to her eventually. So I guess just keep an eye out for space dwarves. And this dwelling is in a place where it'll actually make sense as one of our cities, as opposed to last game where we had to take over some dwellings that were pretty distant and difficult to defend. Corvin has completed the Invader. Okay, so he's fighting somebody. Hard to know who. Paragons would like us to do this thing. I don't think that that's a good idea right now. Okay, Robin... Oh, Robin cleared the spawner. That was nice of her. Also, we can see her units a little bit. So she's on pretty low tech still. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's turn 30. Got a lot of these little dudes, which are annoying mostly, and some bikes, which are a unit that I have a lot more respect for. We've completed our Harrier commune, which means we can now build Harrier riders and also give Harriers to our heroes. I do love a good flying laser unit. Okay, Doctrine. There we go. One of these days, I'm going to be able to click that button confidently without having to stare at it for 10 seconds and go, is this the one I wanted? So we do have access to some choices here. I think I want to just take this. Like, we have a lot of Arcadian sectors over here. What kind of sectors are we looking at on... Hold on, hide this. And it's not a convenient way to look at the sector typing. Okay, this is a fungal fertile plain. And it's going to be a lot of fungal and fertile areas over here. This is a fungal forest. So Arcadian is more green. It starts to get if you start to see purple and yellow, it becomes fungal. Okay. So then this is also fungal, right? Is that... Let's test my theory here. It sure is. Okay, so we don't really have that many Arcadian sectors, actually. It's mostly just Hodin. Which means that maybe, in fact, we want the Builder. or The Economist? Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's do that with our slot here for now. I don't actually know exactly where I want you guys to go. We should probably deal with this army, though. We'll just keep these two together for the moment. And you guys could actually go for this. We're not quite at full health. Like, it might be a good idea to wait one more turn to finish healing. The Biomancer in the stack is giving us bonus regen, right? Yeah. So what am I at right now? 70? We would probably be at full if I chilled for one more turn. Then again, we don't have all day. You know what? We're past the hour. I don't have to make this decision right now. I'm going to call it here for today. It's going to be it for us for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when we decide whether we want to bust into that dance hall and throw down with, I'm assuming, the Sharks? Honestly, we'll probably do it. Come back next time when we murder a whole bunch of dancers and steal their dance hall, like the villains in an 80s movie. And we'll see you then.